Periscope, what's up? Hello, YouTube Live. Good to be with you as well. And without further ado, yes, appropriately, we come in with Hell's Bells today on the Monty Show, as it is Hall of Fame Wednesday, January 24th. And Trevor Hoffman is in, but who cares about who's in? It's more about who is not in, including Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds are both out. A stunning day in Major League Baseball. Hey there, if you are listening to this podcast, make sure you find me on Twitter, The Monty Show, M-O-N-T-Y, The Monty Show, because you can watch the show live on Periscope. And you can also watch the show live on YouTube. Both of those are The Monty Show. M-O-N-T-Y, The Monty Show. We should probably get right to work because I am stunned today, Jake, that Chipper, Vladdy, Tomey, and Hoffman are in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. That's not stunning. I'm stunned that Bonds and Clemens took a step back from their 60%. Neither Bonds, Clemens, or Edgar Martinez are in the Hall of Fame. Your reaction to that?
I mean, Bonds and Clemens are not surprising to me just because of the fact that they have the whole PED scandal, and they were so involved in that. Edgar Martinez is pretty surprising to me. I mean, clearly one of the best hitters the game's ever seen. And you could say that about Bonds, but I think Edgar Martinez for me, he should be there. And I think you see what Tampa Bay Rays player Steven Souza said, or Souza, rather.
Steven Souza Jr.
said that he wasn't going to do any more interviews until Edgar was in the Hall of Fame. And
come on. I think that's a little strong.
It's a little strong, but I think there are a lot of people who feel like Edgar should be there. And I got to say, I think I'm one of those people. He should be there. He's got the stats, but on the other side, he's a part-time player. He made his living as a DH. So how do you feel about that? It's not a big deal to me because I think there's got to be guys who fill that role. And especially in a time when we're pushing for the DH and the NL, I think that role is going to be more and more important as the game moves forward. In a decade, I think the DH will be in the NL because they want to make baseball more exciting.
Well, my feeling is unchanged. I think Edgar Martinez is a Hall of Famer, but candidly, I do not think that Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds are Hall of Famers. I don't. And I know that a lot of people want to go to the Pete Rose discussion and the fact that Pete, should be in the Hall of Fame. And Pete Rose is not allowed to work in baseball, and he broke the only rule that you can't break, which is gambling on the game, and that's where it ends for me. Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens have, at some point, they're going to have to own what they did. At some point, it's going to have to stop being Roger Clemens and talking about syringes in a Coke can in his basement, and
yeah.
It just doesn't. I don't want those two guys. I don't want Sammy Sosa in the Hall of Fame. I'm a diehard Cub fan.
Yeah.
It's just call me a jerk or whatever you want to say, because I know a lot of people are upset that the two are not in, but I don't believe they belong in. It's a no doubter.
Barry Bonds is running out of time. I mean, he's working on 10 years now. So I think. I guess it just depends how you feel about PEDs. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Yeah, he put up ridiculous stats, but he did it while cheating. And yeah, he wasn't officially found guilty, but I think we all know what happened. So that's clearly why he's not in.
Yeah, I don't feel sorry at all for Bonds or for Clemens. I don't feel like there's a reason to... What is the push to put Roger Clemens in the Hall of Fame? So, help me understand that. What is the push to have a guy like a Curt Schilling in the Hall of Fame? What's the push to have Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame? Is it better for the game? Because I don't think it's better for the game.
No, I mean, it can't be better for the game because if you put them in the Hall of Fame, you're rewarding them for all the under-the-table activities. I mean, you're rewarding guys for cheating behind the scenes. And I think you just can't do that. The word that gets thrown out there all the time is it taints the integrity of baseball. And I think you can't really put it any better than that.
And I think some of it is that baseball tainted the game of baseball. Because baseball did nothing to stop that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think baseball tainted the game of baseball. But what about a guy like Curt Schilling? Awesome player, but a jerk off the field.
Degenerate.
So would you put him in?
Yeah, I think he'd probably be high in consideration because I think as a society we don't like in the NFL. There's countless examples. Greg Hardy. Nobody's talking about Greg Hardy anymore. Nobody's talking about the fact that all that stuff he did off the field, and everyone's just fine with him being on the field now. So I think when you talk about Curt Schilling, he's clearly. I'm not going to say he's a racist, but he's been labeled as that. He said some inflammatory things that you shouldn't ever say. So does that bother you enough? For me, that doesn't quite bother me because, number one, it's after his career. He's kind of started a new venture as a broadcaster. So that's after his career. So I think when you look at Curt Schilling, the baseball player, yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
I think Curt Schilling, the baseball player, is a Hall of Famer. I do not think that Curt Schilling, the human being, is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And I think he's embarrassed the game and hurt his reputation off the field. That, I think, to me, is the bigger issue, is that he's hurt his reputation off the field. So I think there's something to that. I don't have any problem with Bonds. Frankly, would you be upset if Bonds and Clemens got in? I can't say that I would be upset if they got in.
I would because I think it basically lowers the standard for what it takes to get into the Hall of Fame. And I think character counts. It matters who you are off the field during your career to be very.
Come on, character counts.
It does. It matters. You're all about that. I think it matters. I think if you're a degenerate off the field, that you can't tell me that's not a factor. There's no baseline of stats to get into the Hall of Fame, so character has to matter.
I guess character. I just think that that's an easy way out. That's a cop-out. Character counts.
A cop-out for what?
Then why is there a Hall of Fame? Because everybody was using steroids. Everybody.
Right, but everybody didn't get caught and everybody didn't lie about it.
Well, that doesn't mean they didn't do it. That doesn't mean they didn't. Is Alex Rodriguez a Hall of Famer?
No.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think that the guys the truth about Barry Bonds is he's an a-hole. And if Barry Bonds wasn't an a-hole, and if Barry Bonds wasn't one of the most disliked baseball players of all time, Barry Bonds is a Hall of Famer. If he was a nice guy who got along and it has nothing to do with doing interviews or any of that nonsense, if he was a guy that people liked, if he was Vladdy Guerrero, and look at Vlad Guerrero. Vlad Guerrero was a 9-time All-Star, an 8-time Silver Slugger, one of the best defensive outfielders in the history of baseball. If Vlad Guerrero was a jerk, he wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame today. If Jim Thome was a jerk, he wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame today. They would punish them and make them wait. Which, yeah, I get it. That's a really stupid way to do it. But that's what it is. So for me, I look at a guy like Curt Schilling's probably the better example, but Barry Bonds has to be there and Roger Clemens has to be there. They're jerks. They're not nice guys. They don't belong in the Hall of Fame. I think if we're going to say character counts, there's a lot of guys who shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. Whatever, it's fine. Edgar Martinez not being in the Hall of Fame bothers me a whole hell of a lot more than Bonds not being in the Hall of Fame or Clemens not being in the Hall of Fame. He missed by 19 votes.
Yeah.
Edgar Martinez.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
I mean, he's right there. He's pushing it. I mean, he is very close to getting in, but you would think he'd be in already. So it is surprising that he didn't get in this year. And I think, I guess writers don't take it into account, but what does the public think? What's the general consensus on a guy? I would think that partially matters. I'm not saying that should weigh like half the reason you vote for a guy, but you can't tell me writers don't consider that. Like, hey, what do other guys think of this guy? That has to matter.
Well, I think it's one of those things where you have to really consider what all of the factors are in a guy. And frankly, a guy like Edgar Martinez was one of the best hitters of his generation. I just don't see how he doesn't get in. I look at a guy like Mike Mussina. I think Mike Mussina eventually gets in. Why is he not in now? You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to see him in. Roger Clemens falls to 57.3%. Barry Bonds is at 56. Curt Schilling's at 51. You need 75%. I look at somebody like is Omar Vizquel a Hall of Famer? No, because longevity doesn't make you a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I look at other guys like Andrew Jones, Scott Rowland. Those guys are Hall of Famers.
Those are the guys that are right up to the end, but just didn't quite make it. Just didn't quite get past it.
Because they're not Hall of Famers. Scott Rowland is not a Hall of Famer. Sammy Sosa is not a Hall of Famer. He got 7.8%.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't feel bad for those guys. I really don't. The Kerry Woods, the Chris Carpenters, those guys don't belong in the Hall of Fame.
Chris Carpenter.
No, Chris Carpenter is not one of the best pitchers to ever play. He's not. Sorry. I mean, if that breaks your heart, St. Louis Cardinal fans, bummer. Chris Carpenter's not a Hall of Famer. To me, that's pretty cut and dry. Speaking of Major League Baseball, real quick, this pace of play thing is starting to become a problem. It is one of those things where we got a pitch clock and a between innings clock last year, and now they're talking about having a clock where you get 20 seconds and you'll get a warning, and if you don't get back in the box, it'll be a ball for the pitcher or a strike for the batter. It's like, do we really need this? Is 3-hour baseball games, is that really harming America on this level that we need this?
I just don't see where is the outcry? Where is the fan complaint that games are too long? Last time I checked, the spring training stands are full. The stadiums are full. If you're a good baseball team, your stadium is full. I mean, ask the Giants, ask the Cubs, ask anybody who's good. Your stadium's full. People are coming to the game. So I guess I just feel like Major League Baseball is trying to streamline the game. They want it to feel like, an NBA game of sorts, where it's very cut and dry. You got this amount of time for quarter one, yada, yada, yada. So that's just not baseball.
I think they want the game to be shorter. That's the bottom line. They don't want the game to feel like anything else. They want it to be shorter.
Yeah.
And I just don't get why we have to have some huge fight over pace of play. Why do we need it?
I think once you start introducing a pitch clock that messes with strategy in the game, and I don't think you can do that. That messes with the quality of an at-bat. I mean, right, for some pitchers who takes a little bit longer, because some pitchers will take longer to affect the hitter's ability, the hitter's focus. Some pitchers will quick pitch, which affects the hitter's ability.
They want 20 seconds between pitches. That's just not enough time. That's not enough time. I mean, you need to be able to think. You need to be. It's a human being's game. It's not a robotic programmable game. And again, I know that it makes me sound like I'm an asshole or whatever, but fine. If it's too long, don't watch.
Yeah.
If you get bored, turn it off at the point of boredom. It's that simple. Putting a pitch clock in where you only have 20 seconds between pitches hurts the game. It doesn't help it. And I know everybody's worried about ratings and entertainment value. And if you don't like the game and you're not entertained by the game, maybe the game's not for you.
I think people struggle with baseball because it's complex. They don't understand the little intricacies, in and at bat. The cat and mouse game between the pitcher and the runner at first base. People love football because it's a simple game. Like, literally, it's a simple game, and that's why people love it. And
I don't have a problem with a simple game.
But when we talk about, Major League Baseball having a pitch clock and improving pace of play, I don't think you can improve it much more. I understand having a time clock between innings. Okay, I'm fine with that. That doesn't mess with strategy. That doesn't mess with anybody's ability to make a play. None of that. Putting a pitch clock for every pitch in a Major League Baseball game affects a pitcher.
It does.
It just does. It just does.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. Baseball is just really interesting. And again, if you're just happening to join us on Periscope or Facebook Live, talking about the Baseball Hall of Fame, namely, and we did a Twitter poll. Find me on Twitter, The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show. We did our Twitter poll. Should Bonds and Clemens be in the Hall of Fame? 60% said yes, 40% said no. That's pretty convicting that people want Bonds and Clemens in the Hall of Fame.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think they should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Chipper, Vlad, Tomei, and Trevor Hoffman are in. Bonds, Clemens, and Edgar Martinez did not make it. Let's shift gears to The drama that is the Cleveland Cavaliers, and what do you make of this story that, which one, I guess, where do I start? But the Cleveland Cavaliers are said to be resigned to the fact that they're going to lose LeBron James this offseason. Dan Gilbert has said if he walks away again, LeBron, that he will sell the team. There was a big discussion on Twitter this morning about trading LeBron James. If you're so resigned to the fact that he's going to walk away, do you trade LeBron James? I don't think you ever trade LeBron James because it doesn't allow you to play the victim card that it seems like NBA owners like playing. So I don't think that they would trade him. My more likely scenario is, why don't you go to LeBron James and say, hey, why don't you buy the team? If you're unhappy here, why don't you buy the team and run it your way? I'm going to sell it anyway. LeBron, why don't you buy the Cavs?
I think he's got the money. He's got the Nike money. He's got his contract.
Well, it's not even about his personal money. LeBron James would be able to pull an investor pool like we've never seen before. Are you telling me that guys like Jay-Z, Diddy, are you telling me those guys don't want anything to do? Now, Jay-Z probably can't do it because of Rock Nation, where he's an agent, he represents athletes, but that group of people.
Yeah, that class of person.
He's a Hollywood mogul, LeBron, so he's got production companies. He knows Hollywood. He's got Hollywood money. Phil Knight comes to mind. He knows billionaires. I think LeBron James can put an investor pool together. LeBron clearly wants to own a team. So why would you not sell the Cleveland Cavaliers to LeBron James? That makes perfect sense.
It's a smart move for Gilbert, but I don't know. It's hard to quantify where LeBron James' level of desire is at to buy the Cavs. I mean, it's his town, the land.
The land. It's his hometown team.
I know.
It is his hometown team.
But if you're LeBron James, is that the organization you want to buy? I mean, is that where you want to take your life after you're done with basketball, after you're done playing?
Does that matter? I mean, are you telling me that to be the owner of the team, he has to be there every day? I don't think he does, but yes, I think LeBron James is just like Michael Jordan, just like Magic Johnson, just like Kobe Bryant. They want to own things and run things, and they want to win. I would not be surprised at all if one day LeBron James turned out to be the owner of an NBA franchise.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be surprising. All I'm saying is that I'd be interested to see what LeBron James factors in, where he decides to own a team. Is it just, hey, if I'm going to own a team, it's the Cavs? Or is it more of, okay, well, let me look at what are my favorite organizations? Am I going to go and play for the Lakers before my career is done, which people have speculated about it because he has assets in LA. So I just think there's more that goes into it than just simply saying, well, A, I've got the money, so I could do it, and B, it's the Cavs, it's my hometown team, so why wouldn't I do it? I think there's a part of this conversation that is, he won a championship already. So this is where the split in the road is. He's either going to move on from Cleveland, or he's going to go all in and finish as a Cav and hope to not be terrible the rest of his career.
If you sell LeBron James the Cleveland Cavaliers, he's never leaving. And by the way, I think they're better off with him than without him.
I do too.
So I think you have to do everything you can do to keep him. And if that means ownership, I think that means ownership. And what the hell, if you're going to sell the team anyways, who better to sell it to than LeBron James? Hey, a little breaking news out of the NBA for you. The rookie game has been announced.
Okay.
The rookie second-year player game. And boy, people are freaking out here in Phoenix. Suns fans are pissed. There are no Suns on the first-year or second-year team. This is going to devolve into a Donovan Mitchell versus Josh Jackson team. Here are the rosters. These are very interesting. The U.S. roster is Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram, along with Kyle Kuzma from the Lakers. They got 3 in for the U.S. team. Malcolm Brogdon from the Bucks. Jaylen Brown from the Celtics.
Dude, that's a lot of talent.
John Collins from Atlanta. Chris Dunn, if he gets his teeth back, from Chicago. Dennis Smith Jr. from Dallas.
Baller.
Your punk-ass favorite, Jason Tatum.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, nice little wall you ran into.
Yes, sir.
And then my guy, Donovan Mitchell from the Utah Jazz. make it. On the world roster, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Dylan Brooks, Joel Embiid, Buddy Hield, Lauri Markkanen, my guy, Jamal Murray, Frank Nicolina, Domantas Sabonis, Dario Saric, and Ben Simmons.
So Team USA's winning.
Team USA's winning. Team USA's winning. Is it wrong that Josh Jackson's not on either one of these teams?
No, because I don't think he's quite there yet. And we actually had the opportunity to cover the Suns a little bit, and from what we saw, mentally, that's his biggest problem, the mental side of the game. He is not yet capable of being a killer in a game. His instincts are not great yet. Secondly, his shot. He's probably got, outside Alonzo, he's probably got the worst shot of any of those names you just said.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a hitch in his shot. It's awkward. I mean, he's still a good offensive player, but he's got that hitch, and it's just kind of a weird thing for him. The only great thing he's got going for him is his defensive prowess. He's a great defender and likes to get after it defensively. So the hope is that he'll grow as an offensive player and as a leader on the team, and maybe he'll be something.
The Suns are terrible at developing players.
They are.
Sorry, not to sugarcoat it at all. They're terrible at developing young talent. I mean, I don't see how you don't have one of their young guys on either one of these rosters.
Speaks for itself. I mean, their roster speaks for itself. You have one guy who everybody in the league knows, and that's Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Who else on that roster is even close to being a common name in the NBA?
Yeah, not many.
I mean, Josh Jackson's only common because he just got drafted.
Yeah, this is not great. This is not great for the Phoenix Suns. But having said that, is it good that the Lakers have three? I think Kyle Kuzma is he their best player? Is Kyle Kuzma the best player the Lakers have?
He is the absolute best raw scorer they have. There's no question about that.
He went off again last night. I think Kuzma is their best player, but here nor there. So those are your rookie and sophomore game. A couple other things. What do the Cavs do with LeBron James? Any scenario you see them trading LeBron?
No, I think you're right. You're right on about the pity card, if you will, the victim card, as you put it. You know, if you trade him, you can't play that card, and if you trade him away, you're going to get roasted by the fans. I mean, you know, that's just that's not an option.
I agree with that. So then, what do you make of the Isaiah Thomas, or excuse me, IT3 drama, where now it comes out that IT3 is the one who accused Kevin Love of being a faker and a quitter when Kevin Love said he couldn't go back in the game because he was sick. He had severe dizziness and vomiting. Tyronn Lue defended him. What do you make of that?
IT3 is uniquely qualified to talk about that subject, right? Because when he had that family issue where someone passed away, he played. And he was very public about it. And so I think if there's anybody who's uniquely qualified to call somebody out like Kevin Love, an established veteran in the league, it's IT3. I mean, how are you not playing? And the other side of that is, why would he call him a faker if he thought he was being legit? I mean, obviously there was something up with Kevin Love. So you agree with him? I'm not saying I agree with him, but what I am saying is...
You're defending him?
Yeah, I am defending him, but what I'm saying is that why would IT3 do that? Has IT3 ever been that guy?
Has
ever
he
been
no?
The guy to be a tantrum
but
guy?
Has he ever been a guy? Look at this crap that's going on.
Whoa. He was a guy with the
Should he have had a tribute video on Paul Pierce night? No. What did Isaiah Thomas actually do for them besides nothing? He was a good no for what, a year? A year.
Long enough.
No, a year. See, that's the problem. People think that Isaiah Thomas is a Celtics legend. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's a little dude who made things exciting for a while, and then he bounced his face off the floor, got injured, hurt his hip or whatever. I mean, listen, he was a good Celtic. He helped them win games. Isaiah Thomas should not be even getting a tribute video. Rajon Rondo never got a tribute video, and he won championships there.
Rajon Rondo is nowhere near the player Isaiah Thomas is.
Rajon Rondo is the best. Rajon Rondo is the best modern era point guard they've had. He's not Bob Cousy. He's not any of the Heinstein guys.
He's not IT3.
Yes, he is. When it was Rondo and Pierce and Soda
and Ray Allen
and KG and Ray Allen and Brian Scalabrine.
Yes, don't forget about
kidding. That. When it was those teams, I think you're underplaying how good Rajon Rondo was.
What was Rajon Rondo?
A great distributor.
distributor.
An elite point guard.
As a
Arguably the
distributor.
best point guard in the game.
Couldn't score. Not a scorer.
Well, he's turned himself into a decent little shooter now.
Right, but we're not talking about now. We're talking about with the
Yeah.
Celtics. Back
He
in the
struggled
day.
to
So what I'm
shoot.
saying
Yes, he
is
struggled to shoot.
He never had a jump shot. He was simply an elite distributor, and he had the patented Rajon Rondo behind the back fake to get to the open layup. So for me, when you talk about modern day, sure, he may have won championships and he may have accomplished more with the Celtics.
So wait, I just want to make sure I get this.
I'm taking IT3 over Rajon
In their
Rondo
primes.
all day.
This I think goes to your age issue. You think because you're watching them play now that they're better. You never saw Rajon. Well, when you were what, 3? You never saw.
That was like the mid 2000s.
What do you motto, gloves?
Yeah.
You never saw him at his best. I guarantee it. You never saw him.
Okay, what was his best in your opinion? The finals against the Lakers and the Kobe?
Yeah, he was. Rajon Rondo was really good. I'd have to look up his numbers.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not saying Rajon Rondo was a bad player.
But you're saying that Isaiah Thomas did more as a Boston Celtic?
I'm saying
you're high.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you're asking me who I'd rather have.
I'm asking you why on earth are they giving Isaiah Thomas III a tribute video and they've never even welcomed back Rajon Rondo? Help me understand that. Rajon Rondo did more for that franchise than IT did ever. That's the God's honest truth.
I'm not disagreeing with that. But what I'm saying is IT3 is a better player. People like him more than they like Rajon.
Yeah.
Liking a guy matters.
The guy played 500 games for them. Rajon Rondo played 500 games for the Boston Celtics. 9 seasons. Averaged 11 points. Just listen to his numbers. Man.
But this is like the Hall of Fame discussion. Public perception matters. I get that.
8.5 assists a game. The guy, get the. You just don't.
Okay.
Anyway.
Hey, whatever, man.
Anyway.
Whatever.
I think Isaiah Thomas III, IT3, way.
But what do you make of his struggles in Cleveland, though? What do you make of the struggles in Cleveland? Because he's just coming back from injury.
He doesn't like being called Isaiah Thomas III.
It's IT3.
Yeah, he hates the third. It's kind of a knock. Anyway, it's a long story. The point is, Kevin Love is not the kind of guy who quits on a team or pulls himself out of the game. He was legitimately sick. Here's the story. They had a closed-door meeting. And the Cavs had an honest players-only closed-door meeting, and Isaiah Thomas went after Kevin Love and called him a quitter and said you weren't really sick. And listen, man, that's not your job. Have you played 5 games for them yet? That's not your job, right? You're not going after anybody. Maybe get healthy and contribute.
The future of the Cavs.
No. Who?
Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, hell no. He won't be there. He misses Boston. That's the biggest problem.
He was heartbroken when they let him go.
Yeah, he misses Boston, and he's never going to be happy in Cleveland. This was a terrible trade for the Cavs. Who would you rather have?
A terrible trade for Isaiah Thomas.
Kyrie or Isaiah Thomas?
Oh, well, Kyrie all day.
What are we even talking about? This is a huge mistake. Huge mistake by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Huge mistake. I would side with Kevin Love, who, by the way, now I think it's too late. Kevin Love is tweeting actively. Instagram are tweeting about how, essentially saying he wants to play for the Warriors.
Who doesn't?
Come on. This is ridiculous. This is really bad. Now, Tyronn Lue trying to be the coach of the team. You're not, LeBron.
I'm making a change.
Yeah. Tyronn Lue came out and said it's time for a lineup change. I'll reveal that when I release my lineup
I'm
tonight.
not talking about that right now.
Yeah, come on, bro. Just start LeBron.
Yes, LeBron's going to start.
Whoever LeBron wants to start with him, just start them, right? By the way, I still think this goes back to them trading Andrew Wiggins when they got LeBron back in 2013.
That's where the whole dumpster fire started. That's
dumb.
Straight up just dumb.
So dumb.
Just dumb.
Speaking of dumb, how about your boy Kevin Durant? I don't even know what to say about that.
Help me.
Okay.
Help me.
Kevin Durant gets ejected again last night. They lose. And Kevin Durant, after the game, said, quote, he was out to get me, talking about the official who double-teed him up. When did Kevin Durant become a spoiled brat? This, I don't understand. When did this, he's your boy. When did Kevin Durant become a spoiled brat?
It's been this year that's really kind of stood out. I think he's got 8 ejections this year, or the Warriors have 8, and KD's got like 5 of those or whatever.
5.
It's just interesting. Like he's had this. Everybody knew that Kevin Durant was a killer. He had the, just that attitude about
I'm sorry, they beat the Knicks. My bad. 123-112.
Yeah, he was ejected like within the last 2 minutes of the game or whatever. It wasn't. There was no consequence.
Inconsequential. Yes.
Yeah. But everybody knew that he had a bad attitude about him, and that's one of the things I like about him. But
stop it!
No!
Stop it! Stop it! Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your apology. Go ahead.
I'm not apologizing for the guy.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
Okay, stand by for the apology.
He's got a bad attitude, and now he's taken that way too far. And you've seen that he apologized today. He apologized to himself and said that his actions were not acceptable, and so. I don't know why he's doing it. I don't understand it. I just don't get it. But at the same time, he's my guy. I will sit here and defend the guy. He's better than LeBron right now. It's that simple. LeBron James is 33 years old and out of his prime.
Okay, you say you're not a Durant apologist, and then you come off some way, and I don't know how. And I raised you not to do drugs, so I don't know where this is coming from. I thought you just said Kevin Durant was better than LeBron James. You're going to stand by that?
Yes.
Based on what is he better than LeBron James?
Well, number one, he beat him.
Help me.
He's beat him once, and he's going to beat him again this year.
Okay,
if they see each other.
Okay, dude, seriously. He had to go to Golden State to beat him. How did that work out?
And what did LeBron do? LeBron had to go to Miami with D. Wade and Chris Bosh.
He beat him in Cleveland. He beat him in Cleveland.
Okay.
He listen, I get that you're a LeBron apologist. I get it.
No, I'm not.
I get it. You're not a LeBron apologist.
I'm a Durant guy. All day.
Or a Durant apologist, excuse me. I'm just telling you that there's no way that you can honestly sit here and say that you're fine with what he's done, who he's become, how he's gotten into it. Because I'm not.
He should have beat LeBron in the playoffs last year.
Right, because
I'm being serious.
The Warriors beat the Cavs in the playoffs last year. This wasn't KD versus LeBron.
It is KD versus LeBron.
No.
It has been for like the last 4 or 5 years.
I disagree.
So what is it then? LeBron versus the world? Is that what this is?
Yes. Because LeBron's Jordan. All he's been is
LeBron
the only
is
guy
not
on that
close to
team.
Jordan and never will be. What? You're saying LeBron is Jordan in the NBA right now?
What I said was he's the only guy on his team. Is what I said. LeBron had no help. Kyrie, the finals 2 years ago, great. He hits a huge shot. LeBron James had historic performances in the finals. Kevin Durant went to a team because he couldn't get along with Westbrook. And he essentially went to the Warriors where it was easy to win. It was not even difficult to win.
I just don't know how you're going to say that about Durant and not say that about LeBron. LeBron did the exact same thing. Exact same thing. And that was a super team they built in Miami.
But then how do you explain him going to Cleveland and winning a championship? Being down 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, he did it. I get it. He did it. But there's no denying that LeBron's on the way down and Durant is on the way up.
How is LeBron on the way down? Is LeBron's performance slipping?
I
haven't seen that.
I would say he's not the same guy.
Oh my God, he's better.
Okay.
He's become. Okay. No, I'm serious. Have you? And this is the problem with Durant guys. You guys don't look at what LeBron James has done. Look, LeBron James. It doesn't even pain me to say it. LeBron James is the best player in the world. Still. You can go ahead and say that you would take LeBron or that you would take KD over LeBron. I'm telling you, just looking at his numbers, his field goal percentage is 55% this year. That goes back. He's shooting as well as he's shot since 2013, 2014. He's never shot better in Cleveland. This is the third best year of his career shooting. And I think when you go to his three-point percentages, this is one of the best years of his career. He's evolving. He's not dunking as much. His pull-up is better. You have to give him credit for evolving. And I look at his points per game. He's at 26.8 points a game. That's not down. That's up. one of his best years. He's having one of his best years. And if you look at his postseason, he's had historic postseasons. Now he's lost a lot, and those awesome numbers mean almost nothing. But the guy is an absolute machine. He averaged last year. They lost. He averaged 32.8 points a game in the postseason. That's unbelievable. Like I don't know how you say that you don't view the guy as the best player in the world. Like, what is Kevin Durant doing? LeBron James has never gotten ejected 5 times in a year. LeBron James has never apologized the next day for being a diva. LeBron James isn't attacking officials. LeBron James complains a lot, I agree. But LeBron James is a leader. Kevin Durant has got to prove to me that he's a leader, because he's not. Like, do you think he's a good leader in Golden State?
No, I mean he's not the leader that LeBron James is, but LeBron's been the crusader in the NBA. LeBron's tried to be the guy that goes to a nobody team in Cleveland and wants to win on his own. That's who LeBron James is, and that's great.
And a great point by Jeff Bevan on YouTube Live. He says that the Warriors would trade Kevin Durant for LeBron James right now.
I'm sure they wouldn't. I don't think they would. I'd
have a hard time turning that down.
I don't, because I don't think LeBron James fits into the Warriors' style of play. I just don't. They play a fast up and down game. What does LeBron James like to do? What is he known for doing?
Running and dunking.
And he's not doing that anymore. You just said that.
Well, but in the half court, he's learned how to shoot. But LeBron James, there's nobody stopping LeBron James from dunking. LeBron's had great dunks this year. Him and Kevin Durant had that back-to-back dunk sequence I think it was on Christmas Day.
I'm just telling you, there's a storyline that for Kevin Durant versus LeBron James, and you can feel about it how you want. I'm just simply telling you, I'm taking KD over LeBron all day, every day.
Who's the best player in the NBA right now?
Steph Curry is the best player in the NBA.
Oh. He doesn't even play every game. I mean, we just look at the game. Why is Steph the best player?
I think Steph's the best player because he affects the game in the most ways. He can shoot it from forever away. He can be an assist guy. He can be a get it on his own guy. It's just that simple. He's a better shooter than LeBron James. He's got better handle than LeBron James. LeBron's probably a better passer, but, who's measuring that, I guess?
Yeah.
And I just think Steph Curry can affect the game in more ways than LeBron James can. Yeah, sure. LeBron James can do everything in the game of basketball. You want to post a guy up, go to LeBron James. You want to shoot from 3, go to LeBron James. Great, I get it. I'm not a LeBron guy. He's soft, he loses in the finals, and it's that simple.
Well, on the whole, if you want to talk about careers, yeah, LeBron James hasn't had the best career because he's lost a lot in the finals. He's had a really good career. 7 straight finals or something like that? He's had a really good career. I look at players that are the best players in the NBA. I think right now, I think it's LeBron. I think it's Steph. I actually think you got to put Giannis in that conversation. Even though now apparently he is head over heels in love with Jason Kidd. Did you hear that story? He's like, yeah, I wish he'd stayed and I wish that had been private.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't?
But I don't know. Look, what are you so worked up for?
I'm not that worked up. All I'm saying is that I think...
You're not that worked up.
I think people like to hate on Kevin Durant, and that's fine. Hate on the guy. He's going to finish with more rings than LeBron James. He's going to finish with a better percentage. And you can say that he went to the Warriors because he couldn't get along with Russ. They were never going to win together. That was painfully clear. He should have left sooner than he did.
So wait, how many rings does Kevin Durant finish with?
5. I think he finishes with 5.
Wow. So you think he stays in Golden State?
Yeah, I do. Why would you leave? Why would you leave?
Yeah,
And if Kevin Love goes to Golden State, what does it say if Kevin Love goes to Golden State and has a better role on that team than he did with the Cavs?
Kevin Love's going to the Lakers.
With LeBron?
I don't think LeBron goes to the Lakers. I think he stays in Cleveland. And I think I seriously think there's a chance he owns that team. I know that's crazy talk or whatnot, but I think there's a chance he owns that team.
That would be a LeBron thing to do, to be that revolutionary. Because I don't think there's never been at least to my knowledge, and maybe I'm a dumb millennial, but there hasn't been an owner player, active player who owns a team.
Yeah,
that hasn't happened yet.
Hey, you can find me on Twitter, The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show. You can also Find us on Instagram. I am Monty Flips, Monty Monty Flips on Instagram. I really should probably just change that back to the Monty Show, but whatever. Hey, did you hear about the guy from Storm Chasers? Did you ever watch the show Storm Chasers?
A few times. I didn't quite get into it. I didn't get deep into it.
Britt and I loved that show. Like, we watched that show. When that show was in its prime, I'm not sure we had a DVR. I think it was...
Lost was on at that point.
Yeah, probably. But we watched it a lot. Well, this guy, Joel Taylor, who, if you watched Storm Chasers, he always had on the Oklahoma shirt.
Yeah.
Well, he's dead.
Okay.
He's dead.
Okay.
He died on a cruise ship at the age of 38. Now, if you believe the Daily Mail in the United Kingdom, he died on a cruise that was geared for the gay community. The people who were putting the cruise on are the leading organizer of gay and lesbian events and cruises. So Joel Taylor goes on this cruise, and if, again, according to the Daily Mail UK, and this is on my Twitter feed, The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show, Joel Taylor apparently took so much GHB, Rohypnol, the date rape drug. Joel Taylor apparently took so much GHB that he passed out on the dance floor. Like, passed out. So, like all good friends, and Jake, I would hope you would do this for me. Yes. When I pass out on Rohypnol, I have never even smoked
Why did they call it roofies when you wind up on the floor?
Yeah, right? You don't wind up on the roof. You wind up on the floor. It's probably appropriate if you're listening to the podcast, you know we're playing Drake right now. But they carried his passed out self back to his room and put him in his bed. They found him dead in his bed.
Dude,
at 38 years old.
That's rough, man.
He died on a cruise from, allegedly, according to the Daily Mail UK, he died of a GHB overdose.
Yeah, Finn Daddy on Periscope, good point. Tornadoes didn't kill him, but the date rape drug did.
Yes, sir. Where's Will Smith when I need him?
Yeah, come on.
This is a Will Smith wheelhouse story. My guy from Salt Lake. I miss Will. Yeah, he's dead at 38. One other non-sports story real quick before I cry on the show, because I'm literally going to cry. Did you hear about this Amazon grocery store in Seattle? I'm a huge Amazon user.
Yeah.
Okay.
Prime account.
Yeah, we have a Prime. I have Alexa. Hi, Alexa. She's over here in the corner. Hello. Don't take GHB. Anyway, the point is, Amazon has a store that's got essentially no cashiers in it.
None.
So you go in there, you use your account
just imagine
to pay for everything.
Like the checkout, just imagine like an airport security thing. Like it's not like the full body scanner, or even like a train terminal gate. You know how they flip apart and you just kind of walk through? That's what it is. There's no cashiers.
Nah. How much money are they going to lose? Come on, people are going to rip them off.
Amazon straight up said, and I can't remember who said it from Amazon, but Amazon straight up said they don't even care about the person who goes in and steals, you know, like $5 worth of product. They don't care because they do so much volume, they can afford to lose it.
Dude, I wish I had that kind of money.
They're printing.
I wish I had that kind of money.
They don't care.
It must be nice. Do they have kids? They clearly don't have kids. Are
right?
you kidding me? If
the kids are U.S. citizens.
Oh my goodness. That's ridiculous. See, I don't ever use self-checkout at the store. Ever.
Yeah, you're a support the union guy.
Yeah, well, because I used to be a checker at Jewel food stores in Chicago.
Right.
I used to be a checker. I'm not a support the union guy, but support the union. Like, I don't go to the self-checkout. The only place I go to the self-checkout is Home Depot. And admittedly, we have had mistakes at the self-checkout that have resulted in mistakes in our favor.
Yes.
Should I have gone back and reported them? Yeah, I probably should have. Did I?
What do you mean?
That's a different story.
Yeah.
Right? Like, have you ever stolen something knowing? Have you ever walked into a store and
straight up
something
just stole something? It does happen every once in a while where, like, you'll go to Costco's a bad example because they never miss, but you'll go to like a Costco style store and you'll have your case of Monster on the bottom rack of the cart all the way towards the front of the cart. and they won't see it, and then you just walk out because you forgot it was there. You're like, oh.
But see, I've done things like I've had a Snickers bar in my hand because I'm fat. So I've had a Snickers bar in my hand and walked out with it. Should I have gone back?
No.
I shouldn't have gone back.
No, you need to eat the Snickers and forget about it.
I should have gone back. I'll tell my grandkids to go back. Right? By the way, this is the part where you're probably going to get pissed off and throw the phone or whatever you're listening to the Monty Show podcast on. Donald Trump said about a half an hour ago that he was fine to talk to Bob Mueller for the Russia investigation.
Is he in good health?
Donald Trump is willing to testify under oath.
We're going to see how true that physical was.
Wait. I am huge. Donald Trump is not 6'3", 238. You can kiss my ass. With all due respect for the office, Donald Trump is not 6'3", 238.
No way.
If he's 6'3", 238, I'm 7'5", 110 pounds. Right? Like, there is no chance Donald Trump is, and we'll talk about it every day if I have to.
Yeah.
Does he make it 4 years?
No.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he does. Everybody's counting him out.
He's going to mess up. If he truly talks to them, he's going to mess up.
Here's a news flash. I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I'm hoping he succeeds because I'm an American and I want to be rich. And he's the president. So if he succeeds, the country's probably better off. I didn't vote for him. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you. I voted for Evan McMullen, candidly.
Who?
Evan McMullen.
Yeah.
The right-in independent candidate, who I think would have been a great president.
He would have been, but it was a waste of a vote.
Thank you. I feel better. Well, I couldn't vote for Hillary.
Eat that Snickers now.
You know, and Oprah wasn't on the ballot yet, so I couldn't vote for Oprah.
Once Oprah runs, we're voting for her. Right?
Yeah, Monty's voting for Oprah. Good luck with that chick. Anyway, what? Why are you judging me? Like you're looking across the table judging me right now.
What? No, I was looking at the Jordan thing behind you. What do you mean?
Whatever. It's fine. It's totally fine. Hey, real quick. BYU football schedule's out.
Uh-oh.
I know. I had to. Okay.
They almost came up yesterday when we talked about the embarrassment that is the Pac-12, but they didn't quite make it. So I understand why they need to come up today.
I had to slip this in because.
Whoa. Take it easy. Take
really?
It easy.
That's an honor code violation. Really? You have to.
Jeez.
I bring up BYU and the first thing you do is go sexual on it. Thank you.
Come on.
Thank you. But I wanted to get this in because BYU's football schedule is released for 2018, and they play Utah late in the season.
Dude, we have to make the trip.
It's pure we have to make the trip. They play Utah the last game of the year, Saturday, November 24th.
Finn Daddy, that's an honor code violation. See?
Thank you.
See?
Thank you. They play Utah November 24th at Rice-Eccles Stadium, which I think is still one of the most underrated football stadiums in the country. Here's the BYU football schedule real quick. At Arizona, Cal. At Wisconsin, McNeese State, that's a win. At Washington, Utah State. Boy, if Utah State never wins another game. Hawaii, Northern Illinois, at Boise, at UMass. See, Boise's another team where you're like, man, if the team bus breaks down and they are never able to play another game, I'm fine with that. At UMass, New Mexico State, at Utah. Let's be honest, the Utes are going to thrash BYU because they're just more talented.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But Kalani's coming now. He's got his entire staff in place. Don't say it. He's got his entire staff in place. That's 2 honor code violations in like 3 minutes.
We're lucky there's not caffeine sitting here because we might be in trouble.
Man, the funny thing is, we were talking to our contractor because we flip houses. Our contractor is LDS. And he's like, well, I haven't been to church in several years, but he like pulls out, he's like, but I still wear the garments. And he like pulled his shirt
he
up.
had coffee in his truck.
Yeah, and we were talking about Monster, because we drink Monster Ultra.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, here in Arizona, there is a prolific Mormon population.
Yeah.
The LDS community, there's a beautiful temple in Chandler. So there's a lot of LDS folks here.
Yeah.
And it turns out that our contractor is LDS. But anyway, the point is, Kalani's got his guys in place. It's a new day. And the recruiting's been decent, not great, decent. BYU's going in the right direction. And by the way, the Utah game being in November, why Utah agreed to that? Because Utah's got everything to lose and almost nothing to gain by winning that game. Almost nothing to gain. So it'll be interesting. And that streak's going to come to an end. Sadly for Utah fans, Because Ute fans are like, well, when you win a game, let me know. What's going to happen when BYU does beat Utah in football?
Don't cross that bridge when it gets here.
I think Kyrie will start walking the flat earth when that happens, because I think...
Did you see NASA came out that allegedly? Apparently, I was seeing some noise on Facebook that NASA came out. Yes. That NASA came out and said that all their Earth pictures were CGI and like fake. And I'm like, come on, man. Come on. Good Lord.
Don't feed the beast. Don't feed the beast. All right, before we go, I have to do my daily dose of Prozac right here, which is time to talk Chelsea Football Club. Because Chelsea lost to Arsenal today, 2-1 in the Carabao Cup. And the Dzeko thing, and I'll check right now while we record this. What time is it? It's 5:20 Mountain Time on Wednesday the 24th. I'll check again, but Dzeko...
They were said to have a deal done, and now it just hasn't happened.
Yeah, and Dzeko scored for Roma today.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we're doing, but we were lifeless today. Well, because I am on I'm in the squad, man. Like, I'm the 12th guy.
You're fit.
But Dzeko scored for Roma today, and if they were transferring him out, would they continue to play him? I don't know.
I mean, that's not typically what happens. Usually, if you're transferring a guy, he'll sit or he'll do what he needs to do. So
I'm a frustrated Chelsea football fan right now. Roma's athletic director today basically said, yeah, we're not interested in their offer. It's not interesting, quote unquote, not interesting. That means we're going to keep losing games.
Yeah.
Because if Chelsea, and the transfer window closes in 7 days, if Chelsea don't bring in a striker...
See you later.
Like
they don't have quality to finish. It's that simple.
Batshuayi subbed in late, 0, nothing. Now Willian got hurt today. He's been decent. Willian's not probably going to play. I mean, it's incredibly frustrating. It is incredibly frustrating.
Where's the quality out of Murata? Because I just haven't seen it.
I don't know.
He was supposed to be some amazing scorer. I mean, like, he was supposed to be the guy.
Well, I mean, he was really good for Madrid. But I don't know. I don't know, man. He's much like your boy Jason Tatum. I think he's hit the rookie wall.
Yeah.
Because Alvaro is a guy that hasn't played in the Premier League. In, like, Serie A, the Spanish league, like, they all have winter breaks.
Yeah.
Which they're all on right now. Premier League doesn't have a winter break, so whatever. I'm just being bitter. And it's even worse because Chelsea lost to Arsenal today.
Yeah.
And it's like knocked them out of the Carabao Cup. And anytime you lose to Arsenal, it's a terrible day. They not only did they lose to Arsenal, they lost to Arsenal on an own goal. Just shoot me. Like, seriously. I mean, hell's frozen over. Trump's going to talk to Mueller, and yeah.
And KD's the best player in the league.
All right. Have a great day. See you tomorrow on The Monty Show. Find me on Twitter, MONTY The Monty Show. See ya. What's up?
Peace.
And Daddy, later. See you later. Thanks to everybody for watching on Facebook. If you are here, please subscribe. We would really appreciate that because
every day
that'd be awesome.
Sports.
And we'll be back tomorrow right here on Facebook Live. So, yeah.